I'm back with another World Banknote video. These are ones that I bought from a small town coin show earlier in 2024. This first note was one that I pretty much purchased because I didn't have it. As it turns out, I got it in a mystery lot after I went to this show, but I only paid a quarter for it, and the little plastic holder that it's in, I thought that I would put something that I want to protect a little bit more in this the little flip. I know those aren't much, but that I figured that was might as well a reason to get that. But at least the dealer that sold this one note to me went ahead and put the details on it. It has the catalog number KM of 68. It is uncirculated condition. It is from October of 1989, which it says right there. And since it's from Venezuela, the Un Bolivar coins pretty much look just like what's in the circle right here. And I thought that was kind of neat that their paper money represents, looks a lot like their actual coins. I've even seen some British money do that before. We flip it over, but the back of it, at least over here, doesn't look like the Bolivar, Un Bolivar coins. But here where we have the crest of Venezuela does look a lot like it. And so that was the only note that I got from this one specific dealer. Everything else I got from a dealer that is going to be $3 for $2. And I have another 9 notes coming up, so I paid $6 for everything else that's coming up in this video. Now, one thing new that I'm going to do in this video and future banknote videos is I have a light that I'm going to use to shine behind it to show us any watermarks that we have. But I also have a black light. Don't stare directly into that. That's a joke. I have a black light video. It's not going to do anything here with the light on, but at the very end, I'm going to go through these banknotes and show you anything that might happen that you could only see under a black light. Moving on. This is going to be the largest banknote in the video, and apologize for cutting off the corners here, but this one is, I say it's the largest of the video. It isn't that large. It doesn't look to me any larger than American or Canadian money. But this is the highest denomination note that I now have from Mexico. It's going to be 2,000 or 2,000 pesos. It features Justo Sierra on the front, as well as a university building on the right. This one is KM86C. They made this note from 1985 to 89. This one is dated 1989, right there. It was printed by the Bank of Mexico, with the initials right there. As we look in the back here, this one also features a, see, this is called a 19th century courtyard. And if you look in the middle, I never did find out which statue appears in the middle of the courtyard, but I do like the old architecture, which is seen on here. This one books for $1. The guy who sold these pretty much knew what he had, and so maybe I shouldn't even bother to give you the value of any of these. It added up to about what I paid by the time it was all said and done. Our next note is from Italy. It is a 1,000, or in their language, 1000 lira. This note features composer Giuseppe Verdi. This one is dated 1969. But it was produced from 1969 to 1981. It has a catalog number of 101A, and I do have a watermark to show on this one. So, as we look to the left of the harp, there is what's called a row of Apollos on the left. And then when we flip this one over, I like the architecture that's featured here. It is the Teatro alla Scala in Milan. That is a famous opera house or theater. And now that I look at it, it actually has the name right here of a Teatro alla Scala. Here is the date of 1969. On to the next one. Our next note is from Colombia. This is a 1 peso oro from 1964. Here's our date of 1964 down here. Features two influential people of the founding of Colombia. We have Liberator Simón Bolívar and also General Santander. This note was made from 1959 to 1977. It's catalog 404B. And on the back, we have, I really like the condor, which appears on here. Bob the Condor, we have their depiction of Lady Liberty. And then behind the condor, we have a waterfall and a mountain, so I really love the artwork on this one. Usually I associate the condor with Chile for South American banknotes, but here it does look really nice. Our next note is from Turkey. This is going to be a 100 lira. As far as, well, we have Ataturk on here. As far as the date's concerned, we have a date of 1970 right here, but in this case, it's not the year that the banknote was made. It was the year that the law was written to authorize the production of the banknote. We also have in the window on here, we have a watermark of Ataturk, and see if I can do this without having lots of lines on the screens. So when you, that only works for a few seconds, but when you could get a look at him, he appeared to, instead of, there are two different versions of this note, and it's based on which direction Ataturk is looking. So the first version, he's looking 100% to the right, this way, as if he's looking at his other portrait. The other one, he's looking 3/4 of the way to the right. So instead of looking all this way, he's looking a little bit more like this. And that's the way he appears on this banknote. So this one was actually produced in 1984. This is the second version, which is the 3/4 right appearance in the watermark. So this has a catalog number of 194B. As we flip this one over, we see that this one commemorates right here, Mehmed Akif Ersoy from 1873 to 1936. He is the composer of the Turkish national anthem. And that national anthem is written, at least the words of it are written on the scroll in the middle. On the right is his house, and in the background is the citadel of Ankara. Here is our next note. This one is another one from Italy. This one is another 1,000 lira, just like the one we saw earlier. So I guess this one replaced the last one. That last one ran from 1969 to 81. This one was produced in 1982. And it features Marco Polo. His name is here in the bottom corner. And so I had to scrap my idea for the looking at the watermark. So let's try it like this. So you can see Marco Polo on the side there. We've got a sideways note here, so there's actually not much on one side of it. So we're just going to kind of lay it like here for right now. This features the facade of the Doge's Palace in Venice. I'm sure that's where they came up with the Dogecoin. I'm just joking about that. But this note is 109B in the catalog. And another neat one. We are moving on to Egypt. This one is a 50 piastres. It has a date of 2006 right here. This bill was made for a long time, but this specific version of the bill was made from 1994 to 2008. And this side features the Al-Azhar Mosque. So this one's so wrinkled that I had to go back to show you the watermark. I had to go back to the first light that I had, which is kind of overpowering it, but we'll see what we can do. It features King Tut's mask in here, so I thought that was a pretty neat design. Of course, you can see the stripe that runs through the middle also right there. As we flip this one over, this one, this side features Ramses II, and apparently this logo on the far right, bottom right corner was apparently his seal. So as far as the catalog goes, it says that in very fine condition, and I'd probably call this one fine, but or at least worse than very fine, it said that the value of this note was essentially the face value. And so this one has a foreign exchange value. And so the foreign exchange value of this one is 1 United States cent. So take that for what it's worth. The catalog number here is 62M. From the same time period, actually the same year this one was minted as the last one. Also from Egypt, this is twice the value of the last one, because this one is a full pound. 100 piastres makes a pound, so there were 50 in the last one, and then this one is 1 pound. So this one's catalog number 50J. This note was made from 1978 to 2008. And this side features the Sultan Kate Bey Mosque. And it has the same watermark as the last one. Maybe it'll show up a little bit better since this one is a sharper note. But it also has the security strip going through it, and there's actually, you can partially see through the strip in some places on here. So that's kind of a neat design. And then for the next iconic location on the other side of this note, we have statues from the Abu Simbel Temple. This is my first banknote from the country of Kazakhstan. That is a former Soviet Union country, if you've never heard of it. There are their coins are pretty hard to find also, but the value of this one is a 3 tenge, has a date of 1993 right there. The person here is Sunbai Arunali. I googled that, and the only thing I came up with is he appeared on this banknote. So probably someone important in Kazakhstan history. It does give the dates of his life, 1815 to 1898, there on the side. This note was produced in 1993 and is catalog number KM8. Then we flip it over and we have a mountain scene. So their currency has, instead of cents, they have tayin as the value of the coins, and then 100 tayin make a tenge. So this is the 3 tenge. So we've got a pretty green and yellow And I guess there's a little bit of blue in there, a mountain scene. Now, this is the seal or crest of Kazakhstan. That appears on, design will appear on their coins a lot also. We're going to finish up here with a Notgeld note. So this was made during the period of Germany's history where they could not keep up with production of coins and banknotes. So a lot of localities made their own currency, and pretty much everyone just agreed that you could spend it, and it was worth what was written on it. A lot of the coins were, from what I remember, a lot of the coins were actually meant to be used, and a lot of the currency almost became souvenirs. And so this one was in, I guess it's pretty rough shape, but a lot of the banknotes during the Notgeld period are very colorful, have feature a lot of local history. This one doesn't have too many colors to it, and it's hindered by the fact that there's a bunch of stamps that run right down the middle of it. And when I first saw this, I'm reminded I've seen some other countries, especially during the World War eras, where they would take an obsolete note and say that it was valid again by putting a stamp that ran through it. In this case, I don't think that's what's going on after further looking at it, because when you flip it over, you'll see that it's just torn down the middle. So they must have used stamps, a row of stamps, to essentially act as Scotch tape, and someone along the lines has actually added more Scotch tape to it. There is a date on here of 1918, and it took me forever to figure that out because it's hidden underneath the stamp. I just had to start Googling until I could actually find this note. But one of the keys here is the word Westfalen right here, which is the Prussian province of Westphalia. And then above that, in larger letters, it has Wiedenbrück, which is a district inside of the province of Westphalia. So now we know where this comes from. Let's go ahead and, this is a 50 Pfennig, so we've got 50 in all four corners. The word Pfennig is written twice on here. And let's take a closer look at the stamps here. Someone's even written on that, and I can't tell what it is. The stamp in the middle essentially doesn't have much to it, and then this side is folded over, and then you can see where someone else just kept on going with the Scotch tape on here. But we've got, I couldn't even get identified what this house or building is. So good luck trying to figure that out. It is a neat design. Obviously, I wish it was in better shape, but if it was, it probably wouldn't have fallen into the bin where I was looking for banknotes. So I did think that was kind of neat. And so now we're going to take a look at the notes that do something under a black light, and you'd be surprised that this Notgeld note does that. No, that's just a joke. This doesn't do anything under the black light. We're going to turn this light off, and that light off so that we're pretty dim here. That one doesn't do anything. Kazakhstan note doesn't do anything. See the Egyptian note. Maybe you can see the, I don't think that does anything. If it's just a white space, it's going to look blue on here. Next Egyptian note doesn't do anything. The newer Italian note does have some glow-in-the-dark threads that run through it. Glow-in-the-dark's not the right term here. It's just glow under a black light, though. But not that many. The Turkish note doesn't. I don't see anything happen with that. Go to the other Italian note. It's older, but this one also still has the some threads through it that kind of glow. Flip that one over. This was the Giuseppe Verdi. That doesn't glow red. That's just kind of the color that it was. So, okay, we can see a couple of the threads on this side, and then the Bolivar. I think it had a couple threads through it also that kind of glows kind of a blue color when under the banknote, under the light here. Looks like there are more of them on this side. So yeah, those are features that you wouldn't be able to see unless you put a black light on it, because when I turn this light back on, you can't see the those fibers show up through the black light. All right, thanks for watching. If you do like banknote videos, it's not my specialty, but it is something that I find very fascinating. And so here at the very end, I'm going to leave a link to my foreign banknote playlist, and also link to probably my most recent video that I uploaded on this. And then I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.